Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and let's talk about MundaneMatt for a few minutes. Now, MundaneMatt, for those of you who are not aware, is a news commentator. He typically talks about things like free speech, politics. He's got another channel called $3 Theater, and I have to admit, I wouldn't say if I'm a fan of his. I mean, a fan is such a strange word to use on YouTube, but I enjoy his content. I enjoy his rants. Don't always agree with him, but I do. And he got himself into a lot of trouble this week, in the sense that he had made some old videos he had come out. And as we all know, you got to be careful what you put on the internet because it will come back to bite you, even if it's a joke. And a live stream, like Andy Sorzinski, whatever the name is, I'm sorry. They decided they would ask him to come on a live stream to defend the videos. Now, apparently he didn't respond. They decided they were going to talk about it anyway, and the live stream was cut because they were flagged for basically having offensive content on YouTube. Now, Matt went on to the show like a day or two later and basically defend like he did not do that, and they asked to see his flagging history to prove it. Now, he showed the flagging history, and it did two things. First of all, it did prove that he didn't flag that specific live stream, but it also showed that he had actually been flagging videos that were critical of him for a long, long time. And as someone who prides himself on being an advocate for free speech, that you got to take the criticism, this was obviously a very disappointing revelation. Now, I have made a separate video about my opinion on it on my other channel where it seemed to fit a little bit more, and I'll link to it at the end of this video, and then while you're at that channel, subscribe there. But I did think that on this channel, I want to talk about this one because Matt was, for the most part, silent for a few days. He did release some videos, which, got a lot of views, but he's been getting a lot of flack in the comments section and on Twitter, and today he officially apologized. We're going to look at that apology, and I'm going to talk about it for a second. So, on his Tumblr, it says, "I apologize." That's what it's titled. And he says, "Hi, everyone. I want to begin by saying that I appreciate your patience with my silence these past few days. I want to take some time to reflect on the situation before making a public statement. First things first, I'd like to apologize for the videos I reported for bullying and harassment. It was wrong of me to do. I made a human error and I deeply regret my actions. There is no excuse for reporting critical videos. YouTube is a space that is for all sorts of expressions, and being critical of someone you disagree with is probably the most important form of expression the platform allows. I do believe in free speech and free expression, and my actions were absolutely ethical. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading this. To my core principles. Anti-ethical to my core principles. I'm remorseful for that decision. I would also like to address the accusations that I have been leading a mass flagging campaign against all critical commentary of me. This is simply false. Many of you have been asking if I plan to quit YouTube, and I do not. This is my home, I live what I do, and I love that I get to do it every day. My mistakes are mine to own, and going forward, all I can do is work very hard to be a better person, which is exactly what I am doing. I understand that my decisions to report these videos for harassment and bullying has given many a reason to lose their trust in me. All I can do is work hard to regain that trust. It will be a long road, but one that I am prepared to travel. Thank you to all my friends, family, and subscribers for your continued support. I appreciate you. Thank you, Matt Jarbo." So anyway, that is MundaneMatt's apology. Now, it seems kind of weird to be critical of an apology, and I don't want to be one of those guys who say, well, no apology will ever be good enough for me. No, an apology is an apology. It's step one, and it's always much appreciated. And this is not a bad written apology. This is actually a very good written apology. In my opinion, it was fairly good. Now, I was watching a stream by Ranting Monkey and, Scribes, and I forget who the third guy is, and they were discussing it tonight. And they complained about things that were not said in the apology. Like, apparently he didn't, apologize for lying to people. He didn't apologize for, jeopardizing people's livelihoods because, he's on YouTube, and when he gets flagged, he complains that, this is my livelihood. And it's like, well, it's other people's livelihoods too, including mine. And, that I kind of get it, but for the most part, I'm going to accept this apology, and this is step one. The thing that I find to be really odd about this. Truly odd. And this is an observation, this is not necessarily a criticism, but I personally feel this should have been a video. And not because I am too lazy to read, obviously. I mean, I read a lot. But I think it should have been a video because that's where most of his audience is, on YouTube. It was a controversy that started on YouTube. It escalated on YouTube. YouTube humbled him. That's where most people are waiting for a response, not on Tumblr. And while an apology of some sort is good, I think it should have been a video. And yeah, the video probably would have been heavily disliked by a lot of people. And there would have been a lot of nasty comments, which might have, inspired the apology to be on Tumblr, where maybe he won't have to read as many of those nasty comments. But I do believe YouTube would have been the place to be. Plus, we could have seen how much more sorrowful he was. And I think that was just, it made more sense. I don't know why, completely why the Tumblr thing. And he might still do that. I think there's going to be enough demand for it that at some point he might just have to go on YouTube face to face and say, I'm sorry, I screwed up. And when that time comes, maybe he'll even apologize for some of those other things. Maybe he'll get into more detail about why he did it. And I know for some people, the reasons are irrelevant, and they sort of are. I mean, there's no justification for it, but, now we have to get to the point, though. The apology itself, it exists, it's here, and do I accept it? And you know what? I've already kind of said this in my other video, that I wasn't going to unsubscribe because of a mistake he made. I know that I unsubscribed during Change the Channel, but that was actual abuse. That was mental abuse. They were being scummy, but I would have been more than happy to resubscribe to Channel Awesome had they addressed the concerns. So I didn't unsubscribe to MundaneMatt as it is, and he has apologized and he's admitted he was wrong. And you know what? Unlike Channel Awesome and Doug Walker, I consider that to be a step in the right direction. So I will continue to be subscribed, and I'm sure I will continue to enjoy his videos. Now, will I be able to completely get behind him when he says I'm an advocate for free speech? No, he's going to have to really earn that back, and I would recommend that he give us frequent updates to show that he's not doing what he's continuing to do. And after a long time, he will maybe be able to make that claim that he is a true advocate for free speech, even when he doesn't agree with the speech. That's going to have to be earned back, in my opinion. But for the time being, this is a good step one, so I am going to say, all right, you've apologized, I will accept it, and let's start to move on, and let's start the healing process. But now I need to ask you the question, what do you think of this apology, and are you going to resubscribe to him? Were you subscribed to him in the first place? If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, maybe this video doesn't matter anyway. I'd love to know. So, comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.